Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be drawing portals, which was a little unexpected, but the reason is something I think is worth discussing. When I sat down and started recording, I had an idea of what I wanted to draw. One component of the larger idea was a portal. I had a rough idea of the design, and so I sat down and tried to start drawing it. A problem I've had whenever trying to design things in the past is I don't know a good way to take the fuzzy blob inside my head that I'm imagining and actually pursue it. This is probably mostly due to my lack of practice when trying to design things, so it makes sense that I'd be bad at it. Now, you read the title and you can likely see where I'm going with this, but I think I might have found a solution to this problem, or at least a partial solution. It's actually less about the method itself and more about how I think about it when I approach drawing or designing something. Now, I'm no expert on this, but it seemed to help me, so maybe it'll help you. So here's exactly what happened. When I sat down to draw, I made a basic shape to test out for the portal's frame. I didn't really like how it turned out. It wasn't how I envisioned, so I tried a different one. Made a few rough shapes and didn't put a whole lot of effort into them. This was mostly to get a general shape for the portal. Afterwards, I tried to break it up into smaller shapes. By the time I had clicked in all the circles with my fill tool, I had already had a few small changes in mind that I thought would improve this spiral portal. So I moved from my initial idea to focusing on this portal design instead. I made another spiral portal, and this time I tried to combine some of the smaller shapes from the first one, making it a little bit easier to read. This type of shape experimentation is something I'm going to have to get used to, I think, but it ends up being really fun. The third portal I made was closer to the one I had initially envisioned. The weird thing to me is that it somehow didn't feel difficult to start. After having thought through the shapes of the previous portals, thinking about what shapes would actually be best to represent what I had initially imagined actually turned out to be pretty easy. I know it probably sounds kind of silly given the fact that it's such a small drawing. It doesn't have any fancy rendering, and I wouldn't blame you for not being impressed, but trust me when I say that every other time I try to design things, it makes like less and less sense as I go on. Thinking exclusively about the shapes that composed it, and then iterating on that a few different times feels like an approach I can get behind. I guess one-shotting perfection is unrealistic. I'd be lying if I didn't say that that's how I approach some drawings with that mindset though. So I guess the key takeaway is don't do that. Alright, that's all for now. Peace.